Welcome to the Warrior Within podcast. From current events, comedy, and entertainment, to mental health, hobbies, and the paranormal. You name it, we cover it. Totally raw and unfiltered. So buckle up, strap on your helmet, and let's get ready to rock this mother... And now, here's your host, Chris Borelli, a.k.a. Sibo.
What's happening, friends? What's up, friends? Gotta have that jammy jam going on. It's important. It's important to have the jammy jams. What's going on, folks? I was gonna have Lena on, but we just had a little outing, and she's feeling under the weather. So you're stuck with me. I don't know. Are you lucky? Are you not lucky? I don't know. Folks, welcome to the very first, this isn't the very first Warrior Within podcast, but it's the very first live streaming Warrior Within podcast. So feel free to post comments down in the chat box there below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Anything you'd like me to address, feel free, chime on in. If you'd like to share anything, I like sharing. Sharing's caring, You know the deal. I want to talk a little bit about the holidays. But before we do that, let's get to some admin stuff. Folks, if you have anything at all that you'd like to ask, if you have ideas for the show, if you have questions for myself, questions for a guest, anything at all like that, you can email myself at askwarriorwithin@gmail.com. That is askwarriorwithin@gmail.com. And that email goes directly to me. So anything at all you need, do it. Hit me up. I'm going to jaw jack a little bit about holidays for a little bit. I was actually considering doing like a 2020 year in review episode, but I think that's probably not a great episode to do. So let's shit can that. If you have little ones in the room, there may be a word here or there you may not want to hear. So holidays are weird this year. I don't know kind of what's going to happen with everybody. I mean, things are different. You've got social distancing, enforcement in some states, curfews in some states. Everything's kind of crazy. I don't know the truth behind this article I'm seeing about there's a new strain of COVID now in the UK, and millions of people are canceling Christmas over there. I don't know. I never know what to believe when I read headlines like this, so I am seeing it. It's just yet another bummer to add to this amazing 2020 year. I have York peppermint patty, hot chocolate, and it's amazing. Lena and I just went on a golf cart ride around a couple of the neighborhoods, checking out Christmas lights, to get in the spirit. But yeah, it's going to be kind of a weird year. For us especially, the holidays are kind of crazy for me anyway. I tend to struggle through the holidays because I don't know, I don't have much in the way of family, so the holidays are a little, I don't know, it's weird. It's weird to see a lot of folks that gather and folks that have large families and that kind of thing. It's something I'm not used to. So it's weird. I don't know. The holidays are kind of weird. I do struggle a little bit mentally through the holiday season. I think this year, Lena and myself, we talked about getting a few board games and some movies and making popcorn and doing that kind of thing. just to kind of get through. I don't know. It's a weird year. So yeah, that's what we've been up to. We've been picking games. We tried a few games out. We played last night. We played a game called Sequence, which we thought was going to be pretty silly, but actually turned out to be a really, really good game. So that's something we're going to get into. Um, yeah. So yeah, I'm not a fan of the holidays. So it's not fun. Um, if you struggle, if you're one of those people that struggles through the holidays too, mentally, I encourage you to do what I do, and just this is prime opportunity to, especially with the lockdowns and everything too. It's prime opportunity to try, use this opportunity to learn something new, find a new hobby. Um, you know, this we don't get times like this. You know what I mean? For most people, I mean, there's a lot of folks that are back to work and all that good stuff. But for those that are not, and they're losing their minds at home, this is you're never going to get a better opportunity to learn new things. Do some research on something you've always wanted to do. Chase something. And I tell people to do that through the holidays because it helps get your mind through things like this. For me, it's been like painting, doing a lot of painting, which I've never done before. Making jewelry, making rings. I've been making like wedding rings and stuff with all kinds of. Actually, I can show you all kinds of crazy rare stones and stuff. I've been doing stuff with like opal. Here's some blue opal. And I've got like dinosaur bones and meteorite shavings and all kinds of stuff that I use to embed in these rings and stuff. So just another thing, another hobby. Obviously, all my woodworking. For any of you out there that are friends with me on Facebook and you see all the stuff I post, that's a passion of mine that gets me through a lot of stuff. Woodworking is like my zen, and I actually want to kind of dedicate a whole episode one day to woodworking and epoxy work. I do a lot of epoxy work too. But that's, it's art to me. And it's zen and it keeps me busy and it gets me through times like these. And it's awesome. So I encourage you, if you're one of those people that struggles mentally through the holidays and stuff like that, bury yourself in something and find a hobby, find something to research, something to do. I mean, there's no better time really to do something like that than now. Yeah, I mean, traditions are kind of going to change this year for a lot of people. For myself, I know every year we usually go on Christmas night. We'll go out and see a movie that night. But this year, movies are closed. Things are a little different. So I actually considered picking up like a projector and a projector screen that we could put outside on our lanai, like on our back patio across from the pool, and just do an outdoor movie kind of thing out there. Would be pretty cool. Something different, to make up for the weird that is this year. So, yeah, gift shopping's been weird this year. Everything's weird. Oh God, it's so crazy. Yeah, I mean, I think we decided that we're not even going to do gifts this year. Like, well, what's the point? I mean, we've been buying each other all kinds of stuff all through the lockdowns and stuff anyway, just to kind of get through things. So we're just going to continue to do that kind of thing, I guess. So, yeah, what a weird holiday, man. Chris, what's up? I see you there. What's happening? Um, yeah, for those again, if you struggle with mental health, if you're one of those folks that has a hard time, you're welcome to reach out to me. I know of a lot of programs and things like that are there to help out, especially for the vets that deal with PTSD and other inner struggles and demons. There's a lot of places you can turn to. I have a shit ton of resources for stuff like that. With wounded warriors, I do a lot of stuff with wounded warriors. There's depending on what state you live in, there's a whole bunch of other programs out there. I know Florida has Veterans Alternative, which is an awesome program that I use a lot. So yeah, I don't know, very cool. Ninja gifting. Chris Wall says they're ninja gifting to total strangers. That's a really good idea. Doesn't feel like Christmas, but maybe we can make someone smile. Yeah, here, I can show that right there. That's a great idea. That's an awesome idea. Dropping random gifts on porches. That's a really, really, really cool idea. I love it. That's awesome. That's something that we may steal from you. That's a great idea. We actually have a really big sort of homeless community around here. So I considered maybe we should just get a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of shelters around here too. So as far as blankets and clothes and stuff, they get a lot of that. So I'm trying to think of some other things that we could give them. So that's a thought too. But that's kind of along the same lines. But that's a great idea, Chris. That's awesome. Good for you. So yeah, gift giving's weird. So mental health, yeah. If you need those resources, reach out to me. I know a ton of people in states all over. Reach out to me. I'll help you get those things. I tell people all the time too. If you're a vet and you haven't gone through the whole benefits thing for disability, you can reach out to me. I can give you resources for that as well. Help you out with that kind of thing. I will tell you, big warning, if someone's trying to charge you for that kind of service, walk away, because there's a ton out there that are free, and there's people shouldn't be taking advantage of you that way. So your American Legion, your Disabled American Veterans, DAV, there's a bunch of organizations that'll help you do that stuff for free, but you can reach out to me if you need help. I help out a lot of people with that kind of stuff, and I love doing it. So, yeah, I was going to have Lena on. She helps me talk through a lot of stuff when I'm, tripping over my own words. It's funny, I went through a whole 40-minute podcast earlier and realized I wasn't even recording, so that was a huge fail earlier. So, what'd you say? Christmas candy, they get socks and blankets, but do they get candy canes? That's a great idea, too. Yep, that's a great idea. Yep. Very cool. I'm stealing all your ideas, so keep throwing them in there. Stealing them all. They're all mine now. We've got an upcoming show next Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to have Maverick Willett on. Maverick is a former Army Ranger. Now he is a nutrition coach, nutrition specialist, fitness coach, all that wild stuff. He's very, very knowledgeable in what he does. He's funny. He actually does some comedy, and he's been in a bunch of commercials and stuff too, for different products. So, really funny guy, really entertaining guy. He actually focuses a lot of his programs to women. A lot of people, women that are post-childbirth and trying to get back into shape, or just anything like that. He does a lot of programs for folks like that, and he likes to help people out. So good guy, awesome stuff. Yeah, he's gonna be on. That's gonna be a great time. Anyway, what else? I had some other things I was gonna tell you. Yeah, I was reading today, and again, I'm not condoning this or saying that this is fact whatsoever, but I was reading a bunch of articles today about all the vaccines and all of the tons of side effects occurring with the vaccine. Again, don't know if that's true. I'm not saying it is. It's just what I'm reading, and I don't know what's fact and what's not yet. I'm still working through that stuff, so trying to figure out who's dishing out the right stuff. But scary, man. If that vaccine, I mean, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I don't know. It's a scary thing. So I'll fill you guys in more on what I find on that. But yeah, the whole pandemic thing is just messing up everything, and I don't know. I have my thoughts on the pandemic as well. So, but it's funny. If you guys actually pulled up a clip I was going to play for you guys that George Carlin did years ago on one of like his HBO specials, and he talks about stuff like that, the germs and pandemics and like the bird flu and stuff that happened years ago. But actually, I'm going to play that for you guys. I was listening to that earlier, and I was just like, oh my god, this is so appropriate for right now. So, here you go. Listen in. It's like a short 3-minute clip or something.
Because that's what Americans do now. They're always willing to trade away a little of their freedom in exchange for the feeling, the illusion of security. What we have now is a completely neurotic population obsessed with security and safety and crime and drugs and cleanliness and hygiene and germs. There's another thing. Germs. Where did this sudden fear of germs come from? In this country. Have you noticed this? The media constantly running stories about all the latest infections, salmonella, E. coli, hantavirus, bird flu, and Americans they panic easily, so now everybody's running around scrubbing this and spraying that and overcooking their food and repeatedly washing their hands, trying to avoid all contact with germs. It's ridiculous, and it goes to ridiculous lengths. In prisons, before they give you a lethal injection, they swab your arm with alcohol. It's true. It's true. It's true. Well, they don't want you to get an infection. And you can see their point. Wouldn't want some guy to go to hell and be sick. It would take a lot of the sportsmanship out of the whole execution. Fear of germs, why these... Besides, what do you think you have an immune system for? It's for killing germs. But it needs practice. It needs germs to practice on. So listen. If you kill all the germs around you and live a completely sterile life, then when germs do come along, you're not going to be prepared. And never mind ordinary germs. What are you going to do when some super virus comes along that turns your vital organs into liquid shit? I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to get sick, you're going to die, and you're going to deserve it because you're fucking weak and you got a fucking weak immune system.
It's such a good clip.
God damn it. Hey.
Anyway, you'll have to catch it on the audio version of the podcast.
Let me tell you a true story about immunization, okay? When I was a little boy in New York City in the 1940s, we swam in the Hudson River, and it was filled with raw sewage, okay? We swam in raw sewage, to cool off. And at that time, the big fear was polio. Thousands of kids died from polio every year. But you know something? In my neighborhood, no one ever got polio. No one, ever. You know why? Because we swam in raw sewage. It strengthened our immune systems. The polio never had a prayer. We were tempered in raw shit. And you know something? In spite of all that so-called risky behavior, I never get infections. I don't get them. I don't get colds. I don't get flu. I don't get headaches. I don't get upset stomachs. And you know why? Because I got a good, strong immune system, and it gets a lot of practice.
It's such a good clip. For those of you that listen to the audio version of this podcast, you'll hear it. I don't know why it doesn't come through on StreamYard or the Facebook version, but trust me, it's freaking hilarious. I'll put a link down in the bottom so you guys can see it there. But actually, you know what? I wonder if I can write it in right here. Do 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 do. You can listen to my singing while I'm doing this. I know I'm an amazing singer, so. Do 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 do. See if I can show that right there. I don't know if you guys can link. You might have to copy and paste it, but it's worth it. Trust me. Anyway, I'm not going to jaw jack too long tonight. I'm actually going to head out of here. Maybe tomorrow I'll get Lynn on here with me. We can do some silly stuff. If you guys have ideas for anything, any show ideas, if you'd like to hear somebody, if you want to, you want me to get a certain guest on here, anything, let me know. Email me, askwarriorwithin@gmail.com. If you struggle with mental health issues, also email me. I love to help people out with this kind of stuff. I deal with it too, man. Let's get the stigma out of that kind of thing. It's very, very, very common. And we're going to get into another episode, and I'll break out but a lot of stats, and it'll surprise you, big time. We gotta knock the stigma out of that, especially in times that we're going through, like 2020, anxiety, panic disorder, PTSD. These things are so common, and people struggle quietly because of the stigma attached to that stuff. So we got to knock that out of here. So anyway, folks, that's it for tonight. Might make it back on here tomorrow. I'm going to drag Lena on with me on the next one. If we don't get on until next week, tune in December 30th to see Maverick Willett. That's going to be a really cool show. He's a hilarious dude. So, and if you have questions for him, or questions about fitness or nutrition or anything, you can submit those beforehand. I'll ask them for you. Or if you're able to tune in, you can ask live. It'll be live just like this one. And that's all. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll see you in the future. This is the Warrior Within podcast. See you guys.
You've been listening to the Warrior Within podcast. We'll see you next time. If you've got the to return.